Our reform program, infrastructure, economic growth, now part of drive to make life better for Edo people. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki talked this one when in Karawaka go Nigeria Union of Journalists NUJ Edo chapter for their secretariat for Benin City. Governor Obaseki Controwe salutes to the chairman Nigeria Union of Journalists Edo chapter Festus Aleke for the better thing when Edo do for the union, and say the aspect of boss when he promised the union in go fulfill am. And for the aspect of light, now only Edo State NUJ they enjoy 24 hours light for the country.
Thanking and appreciating each and every one of you. I recall with nostalgia when I started my foray into politics and subsequently my campaigns to become governor of Edo State. You will not believe it. I started it here in this grounds. So I have a very, very special relationship with these premises and this council. If I count my constituencies, you are top of those constituencies. I'm not saying this to flatter you. And because of that consideration, maybe you think, oh, he's taking us for granted. No. I, in my mind, have always given you special consideration and attention. I want to say I've not been here for almost 4 years. And Mr. Chairman, congratulations. The amount of improvement I saw just driving in makes me truly thrilled and proud of you. I am truly proud of you. And just sitting down and reflecting, you know, I'm a very happy man. Happy in the sense that you can imagine you coming to a place, and because of the way you have carried on, because of what you have emphasized, the style you have introduced, suddenly you just find out that everybody else is now assimilating and doing. For me, that is success. That I didn't have to come to the NUJ house to now say, oh, paint your premises, redecorate your premises, pave the compound, decorate your compound. On your own, you felt this is the new ethos in our states. Let us follow. I am truly very, very proud of this executive. I'm also very excited that you are doing what you are undertaking, the transformation, the kind of transformation we are undertaking in government, which is that at the end of the day, every society, every community, every system has to thrive and be sustained on certain fundamentals. So if you say you are a journalist, then on what does your profession rest? It must rest on some expertise. How do we verify the expertise? You must have some credentials and some training. That is the same thing we are doing in government. To say if you're a public servant hired to serve the public, then what knowledge do you have? What training do you have? It's not just enough to say, oh, I am so and so, but do you have the capacity to do or perform the functions you are supposed to as so and so? So I'm so glad that you've taken it on yourself to self-regulate, because there's no regulation as effective and comprehensive as when you regulate yourselves. So I want to say congratulations, and please keep it up. We're going to put this in our database, and we will help you If you want us to help you enforce, we also do.
It comes to talk about all the bad federal government road for the state. Say government no be as e be before, wey state government they do road for federal government and later carry the money back. Now I make am always remember former Minister of State Budget and National Planning, Honorable Prince Clem Agba, about the state of federal government road for the state. And when he won't do the Benin Saple road, federal government no agree, as them say na federal government road.
The position and location of Edo, particularly Benin City, has become a blessing and is now becoming a curse. A blessing because we're very centrally located in Nigeria. And we are one state where all major federal trunks pass through. We're a transport hub. So you see a dual carriageway coming from the west, one coming from the east, one coming from the south-south, one is supposed to be going to the north. These are all federal highways. And they are major. And as our city continues to expand, it's covering a larger area of these federal road networks. And the federal policy relating to its roads is very confusing. In the past, we could go as a state, rehabilitate, and go and give federal government the bill to say, we have carried out palliatives on your roads, please refund. At a point, they said, oh, states can apply to take over those roads. But I'm still to see one state that they've given any federal road to. Now, I will give you an example. I think it is Auchi Ibilo Road. Was so bad, some of our contractors could not go to their quarry sites. We say, okay, please let us undertake the palliative on that road so that at least they can go and get aggregates for work. They said, no, we can't touch those roads because the road is a federal road and it's already under contract. What do we do? Even when I say, okay, I want to go and fix Benin Saple Road now, I'm not allowed to. Because first, it's not our road. And secondly, federal government claims that they have already given out the road to a contractor. So I cannot go and do anything about the road. So we're in a very difficult situation in Edo, where it's like our hands and our legs are tied, and they say we should run. Because the only government people know is their state government. Now, they have all sorts of funny arrangements under tax credits. I know, because I pushed the last Minister for Works very hard to say, Minister, we are going to have a big problem because some of these federal roads are going to be cut off in a few weeks' time. You remember what happened last year? That for almost 2 weeks, we could not move on the Benin-Auchi road. That we had kilometers long of trucks. Food was getting rotten.
Chairman, Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Edo State Chapter. Festus Aleke, come through we salute give Governor Godwin Obaseki for the better developments when Indo do for different sectors for the state. And say journalists for Edo don't benefit well for all reform programs. And say bele sweet and well sake of the 24 hours light where the union they enjoy.
Permits me to quickly give a rundown of the various affiliate chapters of the Nigeria Union of Journalists. One is AIT, Edo Broadcasting Service, NTA, KUFM, Vibes FM, Radio Nigeria Bronze FM, State Information, journalists drawn from the State Information, journalists drawn from the Federal Information. We also have Speed FM. We have Super FM. We have Correspondent Chapter, made up of representatives of the various newspaper houses and other national television stations. We have the Nigerian Observer. We have ITV, Reliance newspaper, and Merit newspaper. Federated Chapel. The Reliance newspaper is of the local coverage. Merit newspaper is of the local coverage. Federated is for those who are unable to join the correspondent chapel. Then they now fuse into the Federated Chapel. And we want to get in B-side FM into the Edo NUJ within the next 1 week. And I'm happy to inform Your Excellency that we have at least sanitized the Edo State Council of the Nigeria Union of Journalists. And I want to inform Your Excellency that Edo State is now like a pilot state council in Nigeria to start the idea of if you don't have a journalism certificate, you are not a journalist. And now it has been nationalized all over the Federation. The National Secretariat picked it up. That is what we have now. I want to thank you very seriously. You see this light now. You made it possible. Please, can you please rise to say thank you to Your Excellency. Thank you very much, sir. It runs 247, and people can now write their stories freely right here. And according to them, they used to spend so much on generator. And now, especially with the 620, we now found ourselves today. Imagine us buying that. So you have saved us of this stress, Your Excellency. So we want to say thank you. I also want to particularly thank you too for all the support you have been giving Edo State Council of the NUJ. We know the way you have been carrying on in Edo State. We are very much aware, the educational sector, the health sector, the civil servants. We are aware now that they now paid 13 months. We are also aware that the first state in Nigeria to pay 40,000 minimum wage, even when federal is here to pay. And we are also aware that the workers are not the one owing Your Excellency, because yes, they are not the one owing you, because you have paid everything till this moment that we are. And I just got some persons yesterday, they said they were you're receiving salary and the federal workers. I said, but me, I don't receive my houses on the 25th, and all the other state government workers. So thank you, Your Excellency. And I want to say again that apart from that, all the civil servants in Edo State have been promoted till 2022. They are now working on 2023. I've never heard of that. They are now doing promotion for 2023, while some states are yet to do 2020, and some are still doing 2021. But Edo State has done 2022, and it's now just 2023 that is remaining. So I want to say thank you, Your Excellency. But they said I should also let you know, Your Excellency, that on our own, we have tried as much as possible to beautify the NUG. If you recall when you came here, it wasn't like this. We did everything possible. We put our friends together, got some people, and then tried to do little renovation, little touch. But we still have a long way to go. And then my colleague said I should let Your Excellency know, if this place can look like the Secretariat, His Excellency, we have an issue with mobility. I've been appealing, we have written 3 letters. We need a bus. The last bus we got for NUJ was in 2008. That's 15 years ago. Your Excellency, we are, it's a Ayas or Costa. Well, I think that's already approved. And lastly, Your Excellency, we saw these fiber people passing by last time. My colleague said I should appeal if this can be stepped down here so that we can be writing stories. Though we have, Your Excellency, but it's very expensive for us to do that. We have Wi-Fi, which we pay monthly, and then for all the journalists here to come here, converge, and start connecting on the internet, within 2-3 days, we just go. So we want to appeal, Your Excellency, for this.
After the event, they come present some ogbonge gifts to the governor. Other ogbonge people wey tada for the event na Chief of Staff, Office of the Governor, Honorable Iyoha Osaigbovo, Commissioner for Communication and Orientation, Christopher Osareti Neihare, Special advisor to Edo State Governor on Media Project, Crucial Osaige, amongst others. From Benin City, Awer Sogene Ejo, TMC TV News.